Okay guys, welcome back to Everyday Workshop, and what we're doing today is introducing the 1953 GMC pickup. This is going to be one of the main projects on the channel for now on, or at least until it's done. And what I want to do with this video is really introduce you guys to it. I want to talk about the day that I got it, what I've already done to it, and what I plan to be doing. Now, if introductions aren't your thing, that's all this really is going to be about, but don't worry, all the other videos are just going to be me tearing into this. And I hope to get this done fast. This is hopefully a project that'll get done. Set a really ambitious timeline of about 6 months, so we'll see if we can get that done. But first, let's start with the video of me just getting the truck home almost 2 years ago to the date.
Okay guys, here she is. I got her home a couple days ago. She's been sitting on the trailer. It is time to get it off. I just grabbed this from Indiana. I'm in SoCal, so it was 4,400 miles round trip. But she is a beauty. Has quite a bit of rust issues, but nothing we can't address. Story on this one was it was sitting in a barn for 23 years and a guy found it. Well, the owner decided to just finally offload it. Hit up the guy I bought it from. He got it running, so it runs, drives, and stops. No tailgate. I guess the original owner wanted to keep that as a trophy, which is fine. They're easier to come by than the rest of the parts. Got some issues here. Typical cab corner stuff. Just on this side. The other corner's pretty good. This running board is pretty shot. But just the support, actually. Just the bracket. Everything else looks in pretty good condition. These are hubcaps that the guy that I bought them from put it on. But as I said, it does run, drive, and stop. I drove it onto the trailer. The new plugs, wires, they rebuilt their starter. Well, they just put a new solenoid on it because that starter is specific to this truck. You actually can't buy that. Have to get them rebuilt. Let's check out the inside. Originally, when I saw pictures of this, so I did drive 2,200 miles one way. So I saw pictures, I thought, oh man, that looks great. Original paint. He said it was original paint, but it has definitely been repainted. As you can see, this is Bondo, and it's like, I don't know, thick. This is the original color though. I actually kind of like it. I'm kind of curious to see if I can find what the actual color is on that. Here's the inside. Actually really clean. The seat, I'm surprised, is such great shape. As you can see, I had my jumper pack in here and that failed miserably. It's not holding charge. I'm not sure if when they replaced the generator, whether or not they polarized it. So it's not, I don't know if it's charging or not. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But the reason I drove that far is it's the Hydramatic truck. It's the 1953 GMC. It was the first year they ever made this. And it's in the long bed, so pretty hard to find. So that was a big reason why I wanted to jump on it. Nice blinker, aftermarket, with hazards. There you go. All original gauges. I know the fuel gauge works. I saw it work when I turned it on. I didn't really check the rest. And I didn't see the speedometer move at all. But we'll kind of go ahead and reevaluate things. This here is kind of cool. It looks like the, I want to say probably the first owner, because this is a AM radio from like 36 to 37. And they pretty much just attach it to the delete plate that's there. And then that is the speaker. So that's pretty cool. I would like to get that running, but we'll see. The floors are pretty good, except as you can see, someone did their own patch paneling. Everything is pretty much gone behind those. So I did not notice that when he sent me pictures, and when I drove 2,200 miles, there was no way I was saying no to the truck. So we will be doing some work. And the other side is almost the same. So I guess, and a little bit in here, as you can see, there's a pinhole here. I mean, it's actually pretty solid, so, I mean, I'm going to try to do my best to figure out what to do and the best route to go about it, because I definitely want to get this in complete. The only downside is this was in a lot better shape, and then what happened was, I guess the guy who bought it off him let his brother take pictures with it, and he had a U-Haul trailer just like this, and he was driving it up and then smacked the fender right up in here. So just destroyed it. So I will be needing a new one of these. But I think it got so destroyed because, as you can tell, it's already kind of rotting out. And then in here, it kind of gave way to that, which you'll see is completely gone. And this is that makeshift floor pan. So yeah, it needs a lot of work, a lot of metal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out the best way to go about this. The upside is I've never welded a day in my life, so I'm probably gonna do the responsible thing and go buy a welder and try to figure it out on my own. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? This is without hubcaps. These are the 15-inch. I would like to get some 16-inch. I think they look a lot better. And probably white wall it. That's down the line, as this cow is going to need extensive repair. Kind of crunchy. Alright, I wanted to see if I can get it started and take it off the trailer, but the downside is it won't start, and that battery pack just kept going dead. So it is push it off the trailer and try to jump start it. Because it did run when I got on, and then kind of measure it from there. If not, I'll have to throw like maybe a 12-volt battery in there, or try to figure out something else. I know once it starts, it's having issues until it warms up, which kind of makes me feel like there might be a choke problem, as this is an electric choke, so I want to make sure that's working. So these Hydra-Matics came with an electric choke, and I don't know how great the wiring is on it, how well it's doing, because once it's up and warm and ready, it actually runs really well. And you will see there are leaks everywhere, but we'll get it worked out. They did replace quite a bit though. So as I said, the guy went and took it to a mechanic when he found it, and it's radiator hoses, that's the original coil, fuel pump, caps, rotors, cap rotor wires, brakes, fuel. There's a new gas tank, which is pretty awesome. Voltage regulator. That's the solenoid. So he did add quite a bit, and that's the original generator. I might actually try to keep that though. Heard there's a big market for refurbished versions of those. Might be fun to restore it. As you guys have seen on my few other videos, I do restorations also, so having that as a little restoration would be cool. And then here is new gas cap for the new fuel tank. As you can see, new tank back there. It's full and smells like gas, so that sounds safe. And I will be putting new windows in, new seals, new everything once I figure out how to get it. So first plan is getting it running and driving exactly the way it should, and I want to tag it, register it, tag it, title it, everything, and just kind of drive it around. And then from there start picking away at sheet metal and windows and little things here and there until I can free up the space to be able to take it off the frame. But the upside to it is that I will be able to drive it and take care of it, have fun with it, enjoy it. And then when it's ready to be restored, I think I will have more of an appreciation for the best way to go with it.
Okay guys, that was the original state of the truck. Thank you for bearing through that video. I have no idea why I sounded so monotone. I think I was just tired. I have no idea. But that's what the truck originally looked like, and I definitely wanted you guys to see it. Now what I want to show you is the current state of it and the stuff that I've kind of done. We'll do a real quick review of that, hit on what I want to do with the truck, and then we'll dive straight in. Okay guys, we will start from the front forward. 12-volt conversion. Also, I put these 55 to 57 lights on so I could have blinkers, but we are going to get rid of those. That was just so I could have blinkers when driving it. Like I said, headlights. This was already done, painted. I've had to flush the cooling system. It's got a new water pump. Everything's been painted. A new head gasket. Rebuilt car. And this Hydra-Matic came with an electric choke, so that's been converted to 12 volts. I've done new coil, I mean everything. Ignition system. Again, we did the 12 volt conversion, which I have a video of that up. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And new drain hose for the cowl. It has all new glass except for the driver's side door. So new windshield, all new door window, back glass. I mean, all of the weather stripping has been replaced. And I did that because I said I wanted to turn it into a driver. On the interior, we have a rubber mat. Let me turn on the light for you guys. There you go. I have completely stripped and painted the inside. And we're going to do all this again. So I'll just talk about it as I'm doing it again on the truck. I rebuilt the passenger side door mainly just because I wanted my passengers to be able to close the door. It rolls down, it locks. We'll get over there and check it out. All new stainless steel stuff. It's a new speedo. There's pretty much every gauge in here is new except the oil and the amp meter. I've got a tachometer in here. We've got a cup holder. Headliner's brand new. I mean, I really rebuilt the inside. Like, again, I said I wanted to do it so I could drive and enjoy the truck. So I've driven it for about 2 years. In that time, I've only put about 1,500 miles, 1,400. But that's a bit slow because the speedo's off. We're going to get that corrected too. Again, this was the original seat, man. This is nice. A little sun damage, but I mean, amazing. This is a whole new bed floor. Now, I just really quickly whipped this up. So that's why it's all wavy in the back. This is construction lumber from Home Depot. These are bed strips from a 54, so they don't fit at all. So I kind of just cut them down to kind of work it out. New running boards. And the new running boards are because what you don't see in that video is all the sheet metal is trashed in this truck. It is insane. And I didn't realize that until I started digging into it. I mean, the bed sides are trashed. It needs pretty much a new everything. And what I mean by that is all of these are shot, all the pockets. You can't see, but there's actually all through here is just Bondo, keeping this together. I peeled this back, so this is kind of an example of what I'm talking about. It's crazy. Let's see if I can show you. Now, this pocket's shot too. You'd have to come see all the pitting all the way down. When I took this off, I realized that about from the bed down has been replaced with just a random piece of metal. This is all angle iron, and then down below has been replaced also, just really booger welded in metal all the way around. I've already replaced all of the cross braces, the cross sills I think they're called, and then I replaced the back cross sill because that was gone. I did add on this Barden bumper, it's called. I really like the Barden bumper look. The only downside is I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay with it, guys, because I want to be able to actually tow with this truck. So I need to be able to put a tow hitch on it. I'm kind of trying to figure it out, but we'll see. But I really do like this Barden bumper. I put the correct headlights on. Got a tailgate. This is actually from Marquet. It's a reproduction, but Marquet does perfect reproductions. It was amazing. It slid right on. And we got these going. And you know, these rear fenders are actually pretty shot too. Down at the bottom, they've all been replaced. Up in here, they've been replaced and then bondoed over. It's pretty bad, guys. And then we'll go inside. So this is the door that I rebuilt. And then I'm going to be using the bare latches. So this is it. And we'll take this off, strip it, and paint it. But I really like the bare claw latches. I did paint the floor in here, put like a rust inhibitor just to make sure it wouldn't get any worse while I was doing it. And what I wanted to talk about was I actually had to put a whole new fuel system in the truck. So tank all the way to carb, because the tank was destroyed. But that's pretty typical. But what I was told when I got it was it had a new tank. Turns out what they did was they bondoed and painted the tank. I've never seen anything like that. There's the floor with the galvanized sheet metal patching removed. So we will be taking care of that as well. I have new fenders, whole new fenders to replace. Now, I did put New rims and tires. Now these are the artillery rims, obviously 16-inch. I did go with a 215/85 R16. I'm going to keep the bigger tire on here. I might even switch to a more aggressive looking tire. I definitely want to keep this looking more like a truck, but we'll see when the time comes. Okay, guys, and that's the truck. It's really a passion project of mine. I was planning the build of this truck before I even got it. I mean, the engine that's going to go in this truck, I had before I even had the truck. I'll introduce that soon. So I want to talk about what's going to happen. It's going to be a nut and bolt restoration. So what we're going to do is tear this truck completely apart. I'm going to finish up the work on the frame, so the entire front half, rebuild the front suspension. We're going to do a disc brake conversion. We are going to put a new motor in it, and not what you guys think, but I'm really excited to show you about the motor and kind of show you the rebuild of that. I'm going to rebuild this transmission on the channel and put it back in. It's keeping the torque tube, everything. And we're rebuilding the gearbox, all of it. And then we're going to fix all the rust, get all the sheet metal we need in order, and we're going to do all the body work, and we're going to paint it, and we'll put it back on the road. So I'm really excited to get this going, guys. Like I said, that's really ambitious timeline for 6 months for this truck to drive out of this garage, fully done, fully painted, and just a daily driver ready to go. I can't tell you how excited I am, guys. Okay, stick around, and the next video coming out will be stripping the bed, taking the front sheet metal off, strip it all the way down, and then the next video after that will be lifting the cab up, getting it off, putting it on a stand, and tearing into the front end and getting everything done. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.